It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of... So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Greg Wild, first month of the calendar. Some great games, finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you said, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September, you're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the league. But once the calendar page turns to October, things start to become a little bit more clear. We know the contenders. We know the teams that have a long road ahead of them. These October games go a long way to setting the table come playoff time later in the season.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee, and off we go. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. Great job there by the coverage team. They get him down at the 12. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season.
The thing that stuck out to me, Mike, was when we met with him this week, immediately, right at the start of the production meeting, was his ability to take ownership of last week's loss. He said, listen, if I don't make those 2 interceptions, we probably win that game. And when you go back and watch the tape, I love how hard he is on himself. He played pretty good ball. If he can eliminate those couple bad throws, a couple bad decisions, when he's good, he is as good as there is.
They'll stick with him again. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw is McCarthy. He'll get this out to the left flat. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
And he's coming off a game where he's pretty much held in check for the majority of the contest. He had a couple nice throws here and there, and I think that's what gives this team hope that he is the quarterback for the future, Mike, because when he's on, it looks like big boy football. The problem is they just don't see it enough. He didn't get into any sort of established rhythm, never found the end zone, and of course he had the 1 interception. I think today, get him off to a good start, get an idea of what the defense is looking to do to counter you, and find some easy layups to get this quarterback going. I think last week they weren't able to do it, and if they don't find early success today, I have a feeling the result might not be all that.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This fielded inside the 35. The Bears offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And not a whole lot going to come from that one. Only to about the 39. 2nd down and 8. From the gun, here's a handoff. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. To the air on 3rd down is McCarthy. And that is incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
And how about that play on special teams? Perfectly done. It checks up right at the 1-yard line. It's about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, he'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. The drive will start on the ground, and he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. And a good tackle out wide will hold them to a gain of just 3. Now a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, and here's McCarthy. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
That's complete on the tight end screen. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. Third and long. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. And that is incomplete.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet, but I can promise you they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
And this is going to be a beauty. Touchdown at the 2-yard line. It's about ready to take over once more. They are backed up about as far as you can be, operating from their own 2-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to try to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with first and goal.
And just incredible field position for them following that interception. And you can bet, Mike, as this offense is taking the field, they're telling their defense, hey, nice job here, fellas, but don't bother taking those helmets off. Give us a couple plays, we punch this thing in, and we're going to get you guys right back out there.
It's ready to get back at it. They'll have a golden opportunity to get on the board first as they start first and goal. A dive, and he's in! Touchdown! It's his third touchdown on the year. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball first and goal, and Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Now they'll pitch it out here. Able to tiptoe around one tackler, but not a second. He'll be taken down for no gain right at the line of scrimmage. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. His offense ready to get back to work. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. Finding room across midfield. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
1st and 10 now from the 36. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. On play action, here's McCarthy. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter. Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. From the gun, here's McCarthy. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Chicago. Now. He gets it to go. Out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This gonna be returned from right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Back onto the field for their next possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and that's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Handoff here, up the middle, and he'll take this forward only to about the 46-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
They'll try to run. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down. LeBear's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this 2nd quarter, looking to run away with this one before halftime. Play action now. It's McCarthy. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. It's getting set to get back to work. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Quick hitting slant there. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Back to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So when you talk about cover 2, really the area that they're a little vulnerable. They're vulnerable deep or intermediate on the boundaries, and they're vulnerable down the middle of the field. Remember, those 2 safeties, Mike, hence why they call it cover 2, they are splitting the field in half. They need to cover from the goalpost all the way out to the boundary. That's a lot of room to run.
Now a give on the ground. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Here's a toss, right side, and he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss. Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and also give some credit to the back end, doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games. It's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced, and at other times It looks like they've never practiced at all.
And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. And drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd, sidestepping his way. Nifty gain of 9 there. Second and a yard. Look, a little play action here with McCarthy. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw, and maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. On third and a yard, it's McCarthy. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
Flags coming. Looks like there was movement on the right side of the O-line. Back to the ground after the penalty. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great...
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Pretty evident that the defense is just giving no time of day to any run actions. They are playing pass all the way, and he can continue to give as many play-action fakes as he wants. It hasn't affected anybody, and in this case, it results in a sack.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page. Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Bears. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
He's going to have down. He's able to take it up to the 30-yard line. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I continue in just a moment. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Quick throw, taken in. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Back to the air one more time. That is brought in at the 10. And he'll be taken down. Use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw again. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He'll take this one down to the 8-yard line. Throwing here on 3rd and goal. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
His kick is perfect. And on the board just before halftime.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. A hit, and he has lost the football. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. They'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
All these defensive linemen, I promise you, they all want sacks. That is how you get paid. That is how you make your name. But it's also the other plays where you can affect the quarterback. Can you make them feel uncomfortable? Or in this case, you don't get the sack, but it was the hit that's able to alter the pass to fall incomplete.
3rd and 6. So we hit halftime along the lakefront here in Chicago and are on top as we'll send you down to Orlando now. We're Jonathan Coachman. Thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. They'll look to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get to the 40 on a short gain. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 21. First down. Throwing now from the gun. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
He's going to run it, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up third down. They have converted twice on third down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. Along the sideline, a nice catch. The feet in. It's a short gain, but it'll move the chains. A first down.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize how many yards do I need to get for the first down, and just make sure at least one of them.
And he will fight his way to the end zone. Touchdown. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
No problem there on the extra point. Closer here. It's now 21-10. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he can only get back to the 16-yard line. The home team's offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
You know, Mike, I like the mindset of this offensive coordinator. He's saying, listen, I'm not looking to preserve this lead. I'm looking to extend my lead. Now, that aggressive play calling in this case led to the turnover. Now your defense has to take the field. Can they bail you out and keep this lead unchanged prior to their next possession?
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, And generally, the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Here's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. First down throw there is incomplete.
So after their defense gives them a gift on their last drive and gets them the ball back and on the field, they nearly return the favor following that dangerous throw of their own. And at this point, they're lucky to walk away with just an incompletion.
And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up. He'll look to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds after a pickup of about 4, but that is enough to keep the drive alive. 1st down. They'll look to throw yet again. His throw left side is complete. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's in! Touchdown! 2nd touchdown of the game. Season total now up to 5. Now, a 2-point conversion attempt coming. From out of the gun, he'll throw. That's pulled in. And they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to take over once again. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's McCarthy. Quick hitting slant there.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On 2nd down, they'll run. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. They bring their tight end right. They'll go with a counter on 1st down. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
It is 3rd and 10. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And we'll take over. Offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll begin here on the ground. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
They'll stay on the ground. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll gun. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. And they're going to get the football here at their own 38-yard line.
Look, Mike, the reality here is that he's just not seeing the field the way that he needs to. Now, give credit. A big part of this is the defense doing an excellent job disguising its coverages all game long. Just before the snap, when he thinks he has the answers, the secondary questions, and they've been rewarded with 3 picks for their effort.
The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. He'll try the right side this time. And he's bottled up after a gain of 1 yard. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's 3rd and 2. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. To the 20. The speed on display. He's in. Touchdown, Chicago. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
The extra point, up and good. Extend this 3rd quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And the kicking team right there, stopping him before he can get to the 15-yard line. Reds getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. This secondary will get a lot of the credit. 3 picks so far. But, Greg, the pass rush has been relentless as well.
Yeah, I think it's super important, Mike, that we point out just how much the pass rush and then the secondary coverage works together. The more that rush gets home, the faster that ball gets out. We can play certain coverages knowing the timing of the quarterback has to be sped up. So often, the teams that are the most successful in this league, Mike, they have the best understanding. When our back end and our front end are working in unison, man, it puts a lot of pressure on not only the quarterback, but the entire offense.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. The pickup, 1st down.
And with the defenders biting on that hard play action, the tight end knows he's going to be open once he crosses that linebacker. All his quarterback has to do is get his hips turned around and deliver the ball on target, and it's an easy 1st down.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Back to the air one more time. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. And that call will not. Defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down. On comes the Packers punting team, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and to the 20-yard line. And their running back set to go once more. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the driving force in this offense so far. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Tight end going in motion here. His drive will start on the ground, and he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. They'll stick with him again. And he'll get close to the marker. A nice run, probably a yard short of that 1st down. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's not going to get the 1st down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the 1st down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Here now, 3rd and 5. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive. Looked like movement over there on the left side, and the flag is down. Following the penalty, they'll run it. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. They'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And yes, that'll get it. First down, marked at the 30. A good run will keep this drive going.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Receiver in motion, headed left. On play action, he'll set up to throw. This is caught at the 2. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And they look to finish it off here in the 4th. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. To the ground, a first down run. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. Back to the ground, he'll get it again. He's going to have down. He gets it up past the 30 to the 32.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst, they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Now, a whistle. Looks like there was movement on the left side of that offensive line. Now a give on the ground, and he will wiggle his way forward for a gain of a couple. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. Now a handoff running right, and he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down. They'll go play action here with McCarthy. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. A handoff here, up the middle, and he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
On 3rd down, they'll try to get it on the ground. Sending out their punt team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down. And their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time.
Defense has a chance to all but end this game, but they can't secure the interception, and now the offense has new life. But is there enough time? Do they have enough opportunities still to find themselves in position to go try to pull this one out?
He'll air it out down the middle, and that will give them some space, moving it all the way past the 40-yard line. They'll drop to throw. High throw, but it's reeled in. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. And now the spike will come just under 40 ticks remaining. Another try, 2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Throwing now on 3rd and long. He's got it! And this is going to be a touchdown! Hold everything. They are not done yet.
And with that late score, it's going to give them a little bit of late life here, Mike. But remember, the next series of events is very unlikely. They need to get the onside kick and then likely a Hail Mary situation. So while they definitely have a little bit of a chance, I think it's pretty slim.
They'll line it up to kick the extra point. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
That was their last shot. They've got no timeouts left. Now the offense can just simply come take the field. Best play in football, Mike. Victory formation, take a couple knees, get on with the win.
And they're running back, getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. Our terrific team behind the scenes. I'm Mike Tirico. So long, everybody.